There's a part of you that's quietly killing your future. It's not your enemies, not your circumstances, not even your past. It's the weak version of you, the one you feed every time you hit snooze, every time you break a promise to yourself, every time you let fear win. Tonight, I want to talk to you about something most people are too afraid to face. Something Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, understood better than anyone. If you don't kill your weak self, it will kill your future. And it'll do it slowly, quietly, so you barely notice until it's too late. So, pull up a chair. Let's talk, just you and me. Because this is the conversation that could change everything. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and saw the real enemy? Not the world, not your boss, not your parents, but the part of you that's always looking for the easy way out. I've been in this game for over 20 years. I've seen men and women with all the talent in the world fail, not because they weren't smart, not because they weren't gifted, but because they let their weak self run the show. You know the voice I'm talking about. The one that says, "It's okay, you can do it tomorrow." The one that says, "You're tired, you deserve a break." The one that says, "Why bother? You'll never make it anyway." That voice is a liar. And if you listen to it, it will steal your future right out from under you. Napoleon Hill called it the drifting mind. The part of you that drifts through life, never taking control, always reacting, never creating. But there's another part of you, the strong self, the one that's hungry, the one that's willing to do what others won't, the one that's ready to fight for your future. Every day you're in a battle, weak self versus strong self. And every decision you make is a vote for one or the other. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I was working with a young man. Let's call him David. David had big dreams. He wanted to build a business, change his life, make his family proud. But every time things got hard, he'd disappear. Missed meetings, excuses, always a reason why he couldn't show up. One day I sat him down. I said, "David, you're not fighting the world. You're fighting yourself. And right now you're losing." He didn't like hearing that, but it was the truth. And sometimes the truth is the only thing that can save you. Let's get real for a second. What has your weak self already cost you? Think about it. The opportunities you let slip by, the relationships you didn't fight for, the dreams you buried because you were too afraid to fail. I've lost count of the people who come to me years later, full of regret. They say, "If only I'd started sooner. If only I'd pushed a little harder. If only I hadn't listened to that voice." But here's the thing. Regret is the price you pay for letting your weak self win. And it's a price that gets heavier with every year that passes. Your weak self is a master of deception. It tells you you're not ready. It tells you you need more time. It tells you you'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. And every time you believe those lies, you make your weak self stronger. I remember a time in my own life, I was at a crossroads. I had a choice, play it safe or risk everything for what I really wanted. My weak self screamed at me to stay comfortable, to avoid the pain, to settle, but I knew, deep down, that if I listened, I'd be stuck in the same place for the rest of my life. So I made a decision. I killed my weak self that day, and I've been killing him every day since. Napoleon Hill said, "The starting point of all achievement is desire, but desire alone isn't enough." You have to decide. Decide that you're done being a victim. Decide that you're done making excuses. Decide that you're going to kill your weak self before it kills your future. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being relentless. Every morning you wake up with a choice. Feed your weak self or feed your strong self. And every choice compounds. Every small win builds momentum. Every time you say no to weakness, you say yes to your future. Let's talk about comfort. It's the most dangerous drug in the world. Comfort is what keeps you stuck. It's what keeps you small. It's what keeps you from becoming who you were meant to be. Your weak self loves comfort. It wants you to stay in bed. It wants you to avoid hard conversations. It wants you to settle for less. But comfort is a slow death. It kills your dreams one day at a time. I've seen it happen. People with all the potential in the world wasting away in comfort, telling themselves, "I'll change tomorrow," but tomorrow never comes. Growth is painful. There's no way around it. You have to be willing to suffer, to face your fears, to do the things that scare you. Your weak self will fight you every step of the way. It will tell you to quit. It will tell you it's not worth it. It will tell you you're not good enough. But pain is the price of progress. Every time you push through, you get stronger. Every time you face your fears, you kill a little more of your weak self. I've been through it. I've had nights where I wanted to give up, days where I felt like a fraud, but I kept going. Not because I was fearless, but because I refused to let my weak self win. Self-mastery isn't about motivation. It's about discipline. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline is what keeps you moving when you don't feel like it. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Self-discipline begins with the mastery of your thoughts." You have to control your mind, or your mind will control you. That means setting standards and never lowering them. It means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't want to. I've had mornings where I didn't want to get out of bed, where the weight of the world felt too heavy. But I got up anyway, because I knew if I let my weak self win once,
it would be easier to let him win again.
Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. This is a war, not with the world, not with your circumstances, but with yourself. Every day you're fighting for your future, and every day your weak self is fighting to keep you stuck. You have to be ruthless. You have to be willing to do what others won't. You have to be willing to kill your weak self over and over again. That means saying no to distractions, saying no to comfort, saying no to anything that doesn't serve your future. It's not easy, but nothing worth having ever is. One day you'll look back on your life, and you'll have to answer one question. Did you kill your weak self, or did you let him kill your future? Your legacy isn't built in a day. It's built in the small moments. The choices you make when no one's watching. The battles you fight in the dark. I've seen people transform their lives, not because they were special, but because they made a decision to be stronger than their excuses, stronger than their fears, stronger than their weak self. That's the legacy you leave behind, not just for yourself, but for everyone who comes after you. So how do you do it? How do you kill your weak self every single day? It starts with awareness. You have to catch yourself in the act. Notice when you're making excuses. Notice when you're choosing comfort over growth. Then you have to act. Do the thing you're avoiding. Have the hard conversation. Take the first step. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. I have a ritual. Every morning I ask myself one question. What would my strong self do today? And then I do it. No matter how I feel, no matter how hard it is, that's how you build strength. One decision at a time. Your environment matters. If you surround yourself with weak people, you'll become weak. If you surround yourself with strong people, you'll become strong. Napoleon Hill called it the mastermind principle. Surround yourself with people who push you, people who challenge you, people who refuse to let you settle. I've had mentors who were brutally honest with me, who called me out when I was slipping, who refused to let me make excuses. It wasn't always comfortable, but it was necessary. Find your tribe. Find people who make you better, and cut out anyone who drags you down. There will come a moment when everything is on the line, when your weak self is screaming at you to quit, to give up, to go back to your old life. That's the test. That's the moment that defines you. I've been there, standing at the edge, wondering if I had what it takes. And every time I made the same choice. Kill my weak self or let him kill my future. It's not a one-time thing. It's a daily battle. But every time you win, you get stronger. Every time you choose strength over weakness, you move closer to the life you were meant to live. Your future is waiting. It's not guaranteed. It's not promised. It's earned. Every day you have a choice. Feed your weak self or feed your strong self. The world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe it to yourself to become the strongest version of you. Napoleon Hill said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, but only if you're willing to kill the part of you that wants to stay small. Your future is in your hands. Don't let your weak self steal it from you." So here's my challenge to you. Tonight, before you go to bed, look in the mirror. Ask yourself, am I feeding my weak self or my strong self? Be honest. No excuses. No lies. And tomorrow, when you wake up, make a decision to kill your weak self, to do the hard things, to face your fears, to build the future you deserve. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Remember, if you don't kill your weak self, it will kill your future. The choice is yours. Make it count